Peer influence. The more physicians around you who are adopt e-detailing, the more likely that you will adopt e-detailing. The attitudes. Primary care physician was significant. The years of practice, most of the categories were significant. Academic affiliation was not significant. So it's, although bivariate analysis is a very good tool to get result from it, but the regression always more accurate than the bivariate analysis. And other factors, restrictive. Gifts was significant, which means that if you did not provide gifts or financial incentive for physicians, they will not participate in the e-detailing. That's obvious. So the rural practice, by the way, it was not significant for the e-detailing use, but I tried to make a regression model specifically for the video e-detailing, and I found that rural practice setting was significant because this regression for either use of interactive or video. But I did a regression, a small regression for the video e-detailing and found that the rural area was significant, which means that physicians who are practicing in rural area more probably will be interested in adopted e-detailing. Okay, so the last slide that I have here, that one of the main interesting things that e-detailing is a complementary for traditional and not a substitute. I have more ideas now is to extend my research to do it not just for physicians, because there are a lot of healthcare providers who prescribe, like physician, practitioners, PAs. So one of the things that I am trying to do is to study influences or characteristics of physicians who are, or characteristics of other healthcare providers who are using the e-detailing. And the other thing that I am planning to do something for the national sample, not specific for Iowa or other states. Because some people may say, that, okay, your study is just for Iowa, which means it's not representative for United States of America. And I agree with you. Maybe you can generalize the data that I got on the Midwest. Like maybe you can apply it to Minnesota or Wisconsin or something like that. But you cannot generalize it to New York or Texas or whatever. So that could be an interesting thing, is to do a study for all the US. I mean, of course, to do sampling. Of course, you will not send a survey to 800,000 physicians in USA. You need to do something like randomized sampling, and in order to get an accurate, let's say, representation of your population. And by the way, just before finishing, I get 700 respondents who respond to my survey, but also I did a comparison between the people the physicians who respond versus the physicians who did not respond. I compare with them regarding demographic factors like age, gender, specialty, and I found that there is no statistical significant difference between them, which means that the sample who responded back are really representing the population or the physicians in Iowa. Okay, the last thing is I am interested also to see the influences on physicians' adoption of social media networking, to study the same factors that I studied for the e-detailing and apply it for the social media networking. I don't know if they will be different or they will be the same thing, but it is very interesting to see if they are different. I think that's it. I don't know if I finished quickly or maybe quickly, yeah.
There's definitely time for questions.
A lot of time. No questions?
Any questions?
Yep.
Did anyone else fail stats? Jeez.
Do you think, since this was a 2007 survey, I know it would be an estimate on your part, but do you think the percentage has increased, and by how much?
It's really difficult to predict, but I think it has been increased because more and more physicians are now using technology and they have more internet access. But the increase, I think it's not like, very high. Maybe since it's 21%, maybe now it's 30 or something like that. But I don't think that, I'm not sure exactly, and that's one of the limitations of my study. It's a cross-sectional study. It's not a longitudinal study, so I couldn't know exactly, the physicians. I did not study the use or adoption of e-detailing, for a time frame.
You mentioned in your study the difference between adoption of specialists and generalists. Did you also look at certain products and the type of product, if that had any implication whether it's a blockbuster or a specialty product in your study?
Unfortunately, no, because one of the things that you need to consider when you do a survey for physicians is to make the survey as short as possible. You cannot ask them about a lot of products. So the thing that we were focused on our main majors, but of course, if we have, more, time and more, we may invest on sending more questions to the physicians. But physicians, usually, they do not respond to a long, survey. But this is a very important question. Yeah, I agree with you that we should do that, but, as a result of having a limitation of the number of pages to the survey, we were more focused on their use and behaviors and attitudes of physicians.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
you
you.
so much.